Welcome to Philanthropy in Focus, where we shine a light on the people and organizations making a difference in our communities. From executive leaders to frontline team members, each episode offers an inside look at the mission, challenges, and opportunities shaping the nonprofit sector today. Whether you're a donor, volunteer, or simply looking to connect with causes that matter, this series is designed to inform and inspire, reflecting Heritage's commitment to helping families align their wealth with purpose and intent. I'm your host, Carrie Miller, Director of Philanthropy at Heritage Wealth Advisors, and today we're honored to be joined by Sarah Melvin, Chief Philanthropy Officer at The Doorways. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm great, Carrie. Thanks so much for having me today.
Well, thanks for being here. So to start, can you share a little bit about The Doorways and the role it plays in the Richmond community for our listeners?
Absolutely. The Doorway's mission is to provide lodging and support for patients and their families who need to be close to the hospitals but not far from the feeling of home. We are the doorways between healing and home. We were established in 1983 and are now in our 43rd year of operations. We're located in an 8-story building in downtown Richmond at 7th and Marshall Streets, and we have 117 guest rooms. And that surprises many people. In fact, we are the second largest medical hospitality house in the nation and the largest that operates on a donations basis. We offer private rooms and bathrooms, 24/7 access to a guest pantry and communal kitchens, home-cooked meals by volunteers, free Wi-Fi and computer access, and complimentary support from licensed social workers. Originally, we were created as a place of lodging for family members of patients, but with the shift to many outpatient care protocols, nearly 50% of our guest rooms also have the patients who are receiving the treatment. And while about 76% of our guests reside in Virginia, we also host guests from across the country and some international guests. Each year, we host nearly 10,000 individuals.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty amazing. And our average length of stay for our guests is 6 nights, but more than half of our guests stay for more than 30 nights. So you can see that with a lengthy treatment protocol, which requires you to secure lodging away from your home, it can become very costly quickly.
Yeah. And I know, it's wonderful that there's so many outpatient procedures, but I'm so glad that you mentioned that you have people who are just going in every day, because I know a lot of cancer treatments and sort of intensive physical therapy sessions and stuff too require you to show up every day for like a full day of infusions or care. And I've been over to the Doorways and been on a tour and everything, and I'm familiar with the work that you do there, and it's a great facility. But I also know it's not just for VCU, even though it's pretty close to it. You have guests staying who are having treatments at other hospitals too, right?
Absolutely. We are a private nonprofit, 501c3 nonprofit, very closely affiliated with the VCU health system. And they do provide more than 80% of our referrals. But we do have about 9 other referring partners in the area, some small specialty centers, but the VA, Sheltering Arms, Children's Hospital, to name a few.
Yeah. Well, and I always thought of it kind of like the Ronald McDonald House for adults, but you also have children and who need care, and you all probably work pretty closely in partnership with them as well.
We
even
do.
Though you're separate.
Yeah, we sure do. We partner very closely with them, and sometimes they reach capacity and they refer people to us. We also have families traveling with children. So we have a pediatric wing in our building where families can stay together in a secure environment. They have a separate kitchen, a playroom, just special areas for families who have to support a loved one who is going through a medical crisis.
That's nice. Well, for those who feel inspired, and I don't know how you couldn't, what are some meaningful ways people can get involved, whether through volunteering, giving, or even just spreading the word?
Yeah, there's so many ways, all of the above. First, I would invite all the listeners to come and tour the doorways like you have done, because we always say there is no substitute for seeing the mission in action. We're open 7 days a week, and we love to host tours. I love to host tours. We have terrific volunteer opportunities, both for individuals and groups. Serving meals is one of the most impactful ways to volunteer your time. We strive to offer hot meals for our guests 7 nights a week. Volunteers can cook together on site in our kitchen and serve guests in our dining room. So you get really great interaction with the guests and, again, witness our mission in action. We have special events, several special events each year with committees. So come and join one of our special event committees. And one of our most popular and unique team volunteer activities is our famous Windex parties. So with 117 guest rooms and large windows facing downtown Richmond, our windows are always in need of cleaning. We have dozens of squeegees and Windex bottles, and it's a very satisfying way to sparkle up our guest windows.
I love that because I knew about the food. Like, that's obvious that you all, would need, like, it's a great workplace activity to come in and cook a meal for, like, to offer the guests. But the Windex parties, when you told me about that, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. So how do you get the really high ones? I guess you have ladders.
They're all we don't put anybody on ladders. It's pretty safe. Our team takes care of the high ones.
Okay.
So our squeegees have nice extensions on them, so you can. And we have brooms, so we can help clear the cobwebs and all those good things, and just keep the house looking fresh and nice for our guests.
Well, clearly you've thought this through. So,
yes.
Well, is there? I know I interrupted you. Was there anything else about getting involved that you wanted to
I just
mention?
think that donations, of course, we
Yeah.
welcome donors at all levels, and we really feel like once you get to know the doorways and our mission, you'll want to get involved. You'll want to help share our story and support our mission.
Well, with that in mind, what would you say is the doorway's greatest need right now, and how can supporters make a difference?
The biggest difference, we've got a dream, a big dream, and it's a dream for a new facility, a new building for the doorways. The building that we operate in, was built in 1955, and for the first 40 years of operations, it was run as a Days Inn hotel. So I always jokingly say that we bought a used car. Mm-hmm. It's got a lot of mileage on it. But joking aside, at this point, the building has become expensive to maintain and operate. And our board has to make very difficult decisions about funding capital projects and expenditures in the existing building. So it's our hope to acquire a new facility. We even have building plans. We just need partners to help us bring that vision to life. Our mission is really essential, and people will always be in need of medical lodging. So we want to be there to provide safe and comfortable and welcoming place for all our guests. And we're exploring every opportunity to build a new facility. Ideally, we will remain close to our location where we are now at 7th and Marshall, just blocks from the VCU health system. Mm-hmm. And we're looking for property and for partners and anyone who can help us make that dream a reality.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I know you've had to be very creative over the years and sort of pivot a couple times with different projects, from Navy Hill to the city public works building. And so I'm glad you brought that up, and hope that, that's not just a dream.
That's right. It is a vision and a dream, and one that we believe will be a reality. We know it will.
Do you have any idea how much something like that will cost?
It has changed over the years, but likely between $60 and $80 million.
Okay, nice. Well, we love hearing about big ideas here at Heritage. So, speaking of community engagement, what's one question you wish donors would ask you?
I love that question. And I would say, I wish that donors would ask me why our mission is important and why, with so many great causes out there, that they should support the Doorways. And my answer is,
I was going to say, I was going to ask you that. Well,
oh,
yeah,
here we
so
go.
go.
Yeah, so the answer is because most everyone faces a health crisis eventually. It might be whether it's yourself or your spouse or your child or your parent or a sibling. Many of us will be met with a health scare. And we're very fortunate to live in a city like Richmond that has excellent health care and hospitals and specialty treatment centers. We don't have to travel for treatment. We get to sleep in our own beds at night. But imagine that you live down in Danville, Virginia, 2.5 hours away, and you receive a frightening medical diagnosis with the only available treatment hours away in Richmond. And what do you do? Where do you start? Where will you and your family stay? And how will you afford it? Many of our guests, again, are qualify as low income, and that's not lost on us. So then you learn about a place called the Doorways, a place where you can stay for as long as you need to support your loved one, where you'll find not just a place to sleep, but a community to support you throughout your health journey. And that is the Doorways between healing and home.
That's really nice. Thanks for explaining that so well. Well, Sarah, thank you for joining us and sharing so much about the Doorways. Is there anything else we didn't cover that you wanted to mention? Or I really appreciate you coming in.
Yeah. We touched a little bit on our guests, and I could elaborate just a little bit more on that.
Yeah.
So while our mission is to provide lodging, one of the things that we are most proud of is that we are a true partner in providing vital healthcare access. 78% of our guests, as I mentioned, qualify as low income, and we operate on a donations basis. We ask our guests to donate $15 per night toward their stay. However, more than 50% of our guests cannot contribute, but no guest is ever turned away for their inability to pay. So, when a person gets a frightening medical diagnosis, life doesn't stop. The rent and bills have to be paid. And many of our guests, again, work in hourly jobs. They don't have paid time off. And so they can quickly fall into financial distress. So we conduct a voluntary exit survey with our guests. 89% reported that the Doorways help them to avoid financial distress. 37% said staying at the Doorways helped them to avoid foreclosure or eviction from their home. And 43% reported that without the Doorways, they simply would not have been able to access their prescribed medical treatment. So we're really proud to help provide critical access to health care and improve the health of our community.
Oh, wow. Well, I appreciate you sharing the data on that too. And it is a great concept, a great organization, and a good facility. But I know it's your used car analogy is a good one. So it's beloved, but maybe could be upgraded a little bit by now. And I know it's expensive to just keep it going for that many rooms. So it's just incredible what you do here for the community. So thank you for persisting through the different challenges.
Absolutely. It's our honor. It really is. And especially really honorable, really beneficial to be able to work in a place, an organization where we work and live so close to the mission and get to witness the mission in action every day.
Yeah. Well, for those who want to learn more or get involved, maybe host a Windex party or donate, we've included links in the show notes. And I'm Carrie Miller, and this has been Philanthropy in Focus. See you next time.